Condo Grayskull, episode 19?
19.
May of the 13th of the 2000 and the 14th of?
Last time I checked, 2014.
19. Wow.
Sounds right. Speaking of 2014, I just got to mention that on my trip, we were listening to a lot of satellite radio because my sister has it in her car.
Sure.
There's like they do like a 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s
Just
station.
the channels, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
they have like a 2000s, and it's like they're playing all these songs, and I'm like, and it shows the year, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
man.
it makes you feel old, right?
Yeah.
Just to kind of add to that, I think one of the scariest things was when I was on a classic rock station and they were playing Nirvana.
Yes.
Oh God.
And I'm like, whoa, holy shit.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I stopped tuning into K-Earth 101.
Oh,
was
yeah,
when
I know.
they started playing shit. I was like, dude, I was in junior high when this stuff came out.
Yeah, I hear Prince and
Yeah, we turned on KR
I
for a
used-
second, and I forgot what was playing, but I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" It was like
Yeah.
'90s music.
Yeah,
Right.
I used to
All right.
listen to that when I was in high school. My shop teacher used to put K-Earth on when we were in there working, and it was always like
That's cool.
the Flamingos
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Gladys Knight, and then now it's like Smells Like Teen Spirit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
it's so
what I
weird.
grew up listening to.
Yeah.
It's like because in the car with my dad, it was K-Earth pretty much.
Yep.
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 Occasionally Arrow, but that's no longer around.
I mean, since we're on the subject, where I work, obviously there's a lot of younger folk that I manage, and I find it happens all the time. Like I'm finding that I'm getting older.
You are getting older.
And it's weird because so we wear black shoes at my work, and there was an employee, it was like a year ago, that came in with white shoes, and I'm like, hey, Gilligan, what's with the shoes? And she's like, who?
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
Fucking old.
wow, yeah. And I was just instantly like, oh no, this isn't good. And it's been happening more and more. You know, it's I'll do these comments that, like, amongst my friends,
Well, it's-
hours of laughter.
Yeah,
minimum.
I was eating lunch today.
Now it's just dead silent crickets.
Yeah. I was eating lunch today with a group of my coworkers, and there was the girl who I work with sitting across from me, and this radio station that's playing in the outdoor patio where we're all sitting starts playing this song, and she's just grooving to it, and she's looking over at her other coworker, and they're like in the zone with these. What is it, boy? What is it?
Hey,
Timmy's stuck in a well? What?
Scout.
You're gonna be stuck in a well, Scott, if you don't.
Speaking of dating ourselves, I think I just referenced fucking Lassie.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, see you later, Scout.
Everybody.
We're cool. False alarm. No big deal.
But yeah, anyway, I
sorry.
asked her about the song, and she's like, "Oh, it was just it came out, it was like a young Justin Bieber-esque kind of a thing." And I said, well, "I don't even think I've ever heard this song." She's like, "Oh, it came out when I was in high school." I think she's like 26. I said, "Well,
Right.
that's completely two different
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
generations."
Two different high schools.
Yeah.
Eras.
Yeah, but then it was then that I was eating my hamburger. I was thinking, God, I am really old.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just getting up there.
My favorite is when people being the managers that I'm in charge of, call me old. And I'm like, you're fucking 30. I'm
Not a big
only
difference.
5
Yeah.
years older than
Yeah.
you. And let me remind you, you're singing all the songs that
Right.
are playing right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, it's weird. It's weird as time goes by that I
Yeah,
run into that
it's
more
a-
and more
it's a
often, and
trip.
it's fine. I guess on the opposite end, like One Direction and all the kind of hot music that's now, I just don't know as well.
Yeah.
I'm way behind. So
I don't know any of it.
they have all this intel on stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I don't listen. What are you talking
Well,
about?
Right.
It's crazy because I don't listen to most of that stuff either. I know it mostly because my TV's on and I'm always on the internet, so it's like I come across stuff referencing it or whatever.
Right.
But on the same thing on the trip, there was like four or five stations that we flipped through every once in a while, and it was like New York. One of the New York stations, it was Kiss
that's
FM
cool.
here, but they're like satellite variants, and then some other like hit stations or whatever. And God, we I can't tell you how many times we looked over at each other when like the same song came on again.
Right.
We're like, dude,
Yeah.
they fucking beat this shit to
Oh yeah,
death.
yeah. That's
when
that's
it
how they sell
becomes
the
a hit.
music.
Yeah.
That's how they sell the music. Well, I mean, we talked about work a little bit, and I thought, I guess that would be a good segue to actually a question I got, which was, what was one of the most embarrassing things that happened to you at work?
God, since you sent us this, I was like trying to think, man. And
I have tons. So
it's
I mean, if
hard
you don't
for
have
me.
anything, then
Yeah.
I mean,
I gotta say, you guys have known me for a while now, and I've always been a super calculated person. Like everything I do is almost
Thought out.
done specifically to not embarrass myself, and it's been I've been that way for a long time. So
suppose we all do.
it's hard to I was really trying to think, and I was like, I've done, this has been stupid shit, but it's like embarrassing, man. I go out of my way to make sure I do not embarrass myself most of the time.
well, I got a good one then, and I go out of my way to either not embarrass myself or embarrass
super
myself
embarrass.
so that I just trump them trying to make fun of me.
You own it. You
yeah, I
realize
just
it's
own
gonna
it.
happen.
And like, hey,
You say, all
so
right.
those are I go to the two extremes, but I was working in a restaurant in Simi Valley, and
Is this the same one that I worked at?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and there was this big, huge jug of ranch, and it's a prepped ranch. So and for some reason they put it up like way up on a shelf and didn't portion it out in smaller pans that we use.
Right. Because that would make
So-
sense.
So, anyways, I'm obviously I go to grab it, right? So I reach up and it's high up and it's heavy. It's a huge jug, and I lose my footing.
Oh,
I
God.
slip, pull the ranch down. I fall right on my tailbone, and 5 gallons of ranch dumps on my head. Right,
Wow.
just completely covered.
Jeez.
This is like 30 minutes into my shift, so I'm done.
Your first shift
So
there.
all of a sudden, I'm just like
Ever?
in shock, right? And I'm just like sitting there on my tailbone hurts. I'm covered in ranch, and then all of a sudden I see someone come into the walk-in, and I look over at him, and right when I look over at him, the bucket of ranch drops down onto my head and perfectly falls onto my head.
God.
Somewhat saving you some
That's
of the shame.
awesome.
Yeah, I mean now they can't see who it was, right?
At least you tasted delicious though.
Yeah. So I just walked around. Everyone dipped their wings on me. No, I honestly went outside and they sprayed me
came
down with a
back.
hose.
Can I get a side of ranch? You just
They
start
sprayed me down with a hose because I
Wringing
had
your shirt out.
Exactly. Oh gosh. Is that health code? No.
Don't worry
No.
about it. Just
Shut
eat
up.
It. Just eat it.
It's free. We didn't charge
extra
you.
salty ranch.
But I remember being in the back dock while they hosed me down, and I remember doing flash dance while I was getting hit, just because I was like, "Fuck it." I mean, the managers knew I was going home and all that, but I couldn't get into my car with that much ranch on me, so I had one of the dishwashers spray me down. So that was probably the most embarrassing, and also one of my favorite stories to tell when it comes to that.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That borderlines
that's a good one.
on.
But I mean, the timing
The
of
rad.
that bucket falling down on my head right when someone walks in.
Is
That's the
Is
part
there a
that just
security cam? Was there a security cam?
No, not in a walk-in. Who's stealing my carrots?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
nowadays there probably is.
Yeah, and well, no.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Nobody cares what goes on.
Honestly,
in the
when
walk-in.
you
Okay.
I mean, when I especially-
Shoving meat down your pants. It
I
doesn't,
mean,
not a big deal.
no, it is a big deal. At a corporate level, I mean, it's just there's so much like politics when you start recording people.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of other checks and balances to find out if something's going on.
Okay.
Probably
Yeah,
just
not
I
as
mean, I know
direct
they
as
do a lot of
cameras.
inventory, right? I mean,
Inventory
so,
and all
yeah.
that stuff, but
But then you
nonetheless,
don't know who the fuck did it.
well,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you do.
Here's
but-
the crazy part. There's stories about vendors that would go in. There was a beer guy that would come in, and he was just the best beer guy. He'd drop off all the beer and take out all the cardboard. He was the best.
Yeah.
And one of these guys that was kind of like seeing that it was a problem area restaurant came in and asked the guy, hey, can I see some of those boxes you're taking out? He's like, no, I'm just going to take them out. He's like, let me see them. So he took the boxes, and they were lined with steaks.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
So he was removing
He
the
was
meat.
just robbing.
That
Wow.
sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it does happen.
Was
but,
his name Rob?
I mean, it was after that.
Was his name Thievery?
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, that was one of my most embarrassing. I had a few others. I mean, like dozens and dozens. But one other, I remember I was taking dish out, and it was the burger baskets, those plastic burger baskets. And I turned the corner, and there was a girl just running. And I didn't want to hit her, so I just kind of collapsed. And I just, like, felt like I had, like, a heart attack. Because I was either going to hit her or just fall. And I just fell, and burger baskets just flew everywhere. And it was just,
Option B.
but I mean, everyone said it was the most pathetic, like crumbling, like I looked like an old man, but I was like 18. I'm like, oh. So yeah, that was pretty embarrassing too. There was a lot of people that saw that one.
Speaking of burger baskets, there was I did once like putting it up on the top of the shelf, and you're like stacking them back or whatever. And I did once like push a whole stack of them over into the
That
kitchen.
happens.
Yeah.
Sure. And
I
it's
remember
just you
doing
see
that
it raining
once.
down
Yeah.
on Pablo, and he's like, "Hi!"
He's like, ooh,
Dios mío.
my bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, but.
You know, I remember one time at work, you know, I pride myself on being real professional and on the ball and everything. And I'm talking to a client, and she's asking me, "Hey, can we set something up for tomorrow?" And I said, "Well, you know, I don't think I have anything available for Saturday." And she's like, "No, not Saturday, tomorrow." And I'm like, I don't think I have anything available for Saturday. You're not understanding me. I'm talking about tomorrow. I said, okay, well, today's Friday. So if you want something for tomorrow, I don't think I can help you. She says to me, today's Monday. And I was like,
What?
my world was thrown into a tizzy. And she's like, boy, you must have had some weekend, huh? I'm like, how the fuck could I mix up Friday from Monday?
I thought you were gonna say like it's Thursday.
Yeah, something not.
No, one
is
day would make
Thursday.
sense.
Right,
One,
right.
No,
Not
the week.
the slowest day.
Yeah, no. At that time, I mean, I was working. At that time, I was working Monday through Friday, and I don't know how I could possibly mix that up.
You
I mean,
had
it's
just
Under my
gotten
schedule,
in.
I have no idea what day it is, so
yeah,
I feel for
I
you.
can get that. Yeah, I can see that. But for me, it was
That's
like
funny.
the week had just started.
Listen, bitch, we can't do Saturdays, you fucking idiot.
She's like, neither can I. That's why I'm trying to do it for Tuesday,
Here,
asshole.
how you work in moving, right? Why don't you move this calendar over to your house?
Oh God, yeah.
It's fucking Monday.
I felt a little silly.
Well, yeah,
So,
man. Jeez, that's just scratching the surface on what I've done. So,
Yeah, that was one thing that I can remember.
how about you, Mikey? Any crazy ones? Any just off the top of your head? If
You
not,
know, yeah, I've been trying to
not a biggie.
think as you guys have been
Did you ever
sharing.
finger your bosses? I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know.
Well, the next day might have been somewhat
well,
embarrassing.
That next day, though, you know, I think when I came in the next day too, you know, I was just kind of I got there early, so I would be the first one, you know, so I didn't have
Yeah.
to walk in and
Did you dump
are
ranch
both
all over
sitting
yourself?
right? Yeah, look what I can do. And one of the other bosses came in. His name is Jeff, and he came in and just kind of looked at me and said, "Mike, morning." You know, didn't say too much, and Jeff, how you doing? And he goes to bat, starts making his coffee, and I walk up to him finally. I said, "Hey, Jeff, you know, about the other night, I just, you know, I had a lot to drink," and he just stopped me right there. And he said, "Mike, don't say another word." He says,
he sounds awesome.
he says, "I get it. I understand.
Okay.
We won't have to talk about this ever again." I said, "Thank you. That is awesome."
Nice.
It was a
Did
little
you
weirder.
finger bang him?
It was, yeah, well, yeah.
After that,
Then
thanks. Just
then I just, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then it did get a little awkward when Missy came in. But, you know, she played it off cool, too.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Hey, Mike,
Did
how's
she have
it
a
going?
limp?
Good morning." Yeah, I was like, "I'm a little
You're
sore."
rough. Seriously, all the way to the elbow?
Yeah.
A bit much.
Well, don't they call that the minivan, right? Where it's 2 in the front and 5 in the back?
Oh shit! Oh my God! Oh wow!
I don't think I've heard that one.
Right
before.
upper moon
I have
roof.
not heard
Yeah,
that
it's
one
right
for
in there.
sure.
Wow.
But yeah, that was a shining moment for me
Oh man.
in my young career. And there was a big part of me that I woke up
that was
morning,
inside of her?
No. I really thought I was gonna go in and get fired that morning. I mean, it's just like, who does that? You know,
Right.
and that was not my intention. I was like, oh, my
Instead, you
God.
got tipped.
And instead they were just like, hey, go about your business. We've got a ton of shit for
You're
you
getting
to
a
do
raise,
today."
by
Hey,
the way.
get out of my business.
He's
But
like-
go about yours.
Right.
I
I
was
gotta-
just trying to hail the waiter, and
I woke up the next morning and I smelled my fingers and realized what had happened.
Boy, I made a serious mistake.
Yeah, right.
Smells like a pink
I
slip.
would have called. But man, that
Yeah. Well, you know what? That one.
crowning achievement of work blunders.
That's good.
Oh man,
That's very good.
yeah. So I think I mentioned this one before because this was recently when I was talking about the binder fort stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like how I was like stacking them like 4.5 feet high or whatever, and they didn't want to stay stacked, because they're all different sizes and what they've got like different angles because they're filled differently and everything like that. And then the one on the end just like starts sliding out about, from like the second one down. There's like dozen binders out there, and I like have to catch it like with my knee against the wall and then like catch the top.
Right.
And I'm like sitting there like half like
in an awesome
bowed,
pose.
like, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, oh god. I
That's
was like, am I just gonna let these drop? Because either way, this is not gonna be good.
That's
and
what
I managed to collect them somehow. And
Someone walks by and just grabs your wallet.
No, I was gonna say someone walks by and is just like, "Hey, you look like you're
You okay, man?
nobody saw me, surprisingly, right in the middle of office midday. I'm just like, ooh, good. And there was a guy in the cubicle right on the other side of the wall, and I was just like, oh, goodness. I just managed to like gently set them down so they didn't come crashing down and making a whole scene.
That's funny.
Were they pretty heavy each binder? I mean, I'm assuming they're pretty full.
It really varied, yeah. I mean, but there were some that were
Fair
like,
enough.
God,
Just
like 5 inches thick, just filled, like completely filled with papers. So, I mean, there were some pretty hefty ones, and then there were some that was just like nothing. There was like 2 papers in there for a whole fucking case, and you're like, Jesus Christ, all right. Why even
bother?
Waste of,
Just threw it away.
Yeah.
It's like 2 papers that are mega important.
Make a paper airplane and just throw it right out the window.
Yeah. And then kind of another food dropping story when working in a restaurant. I remember I think it was pretty early on in my serving career. I placed the tray down on the legs, the stand
tray
for the
jack.
lemon.
Yeah, sure.
And had fajitas on the inside and a couple other plates on the outside, and I proceeded to grab the 2 plates from the outside, and the tray just went whoop, dumped fajitas right in the seat, and thank God there was only a person on the inside of the booth seat.
Thank God it was just a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It just got fucking...
Yeah, that could have been bad. And like, fortunately, 3 people at a 4-top, and it was the one seat nobody was sitting in, and just dumped
oh man,
sizzling fajitas right in the seat.
I remember the first time I dropped food. And guess what?
Yeah.
It was a ramekin right in my dad's lap. No joke. on my sister's graduation day.
Wow.
So she graduated from UCLA, and I dropped down his salad, and we had just gone. I started my shift, and I put that down. Just, I think it was blue cheese or ranch. Just went right on it. Right on his pool cue.
Poor guy.
And that's one of those things that's just gonna stain regardless.
And you know what?
It's such an interesting color.
Obviously,
too.
I'm lucky to have. I'm lucky to have the
wing.
parents I have. They're amazing, but I was so lucky to have it happen to him. And
of course.
But it almost made it like 1,000 times worse for me, because I know it was like no big deal, no managers, no mess, whatever. But for me inside, I was just like, embarrassing.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad.
For sure.
He's
He
like,
probably still
this is what he said
you about it.
No, he's my dad. He's so chill. I remember the only thing he said to me, it was so great, was, "That's cold." Love that guy. He's such a son of a bitch. Sorry, Grandma. But yeah, he's great.
There was another incident where a buddy of mine that worked at the same restaurant, I had like a party. It was probably like 10 or a dozen. Pretty freaking busy night, and he proceeded to bring out, I think it was a bunch of the kids' food, right, on a tray, and there was like kind of like a wall, like a flat area. You're not supposed to sit down, but it happens. And
But he did it anyway.
Yeah,
He dealt with it.
Caution was thrown
set
to
it
the
down
wind.
and starts walking away, and just
You just
all the kids' food.
God.
watch it happen in
boom.
slow motion.
Man.
Yeah.
Everybody right there, and I'm taking care of another table and just watch all this food just dump over.
It's such a weird sensation when you're seeing that happen,
Oh,
because
God,
it's just
yeah.
like,
You wanna
it's such
stop
a
it.
tragedy, and it's such a waste, and it's just such a like inconvenience, and it's just like a million things at once.
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, know. It's so bad.
You see it coming, and you're just like, it's like,
all right, and then it happens.
it's
and you're
happening.
just like, yeah, and you're just like, we got to fix this immediately. Turn the fryers up to 900.
Yeah.
We need to make this happen in a minute. Yeah. So,
God, I remember one other time I was actually meeting with a client at her house, and we're walking up the stairs, and she turned back to tell me something, and so I just kind of like stopped in my tracks, and kind of lost my balance somehow, stepped backwards, and I was wearing kind of a like work boots, and I lost my balance, so I had to step back even farther. My foot, the back of my foot went basically through her wall. I tore off part of the.
you just donkey kick her wall.
Yeah, I know. I like to catch my balance. I had to just plant my foot wherever the fuck I could.
In the drywall.
The baseboard got ripped off, and I put, and I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of that. Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
That'll
to make sure.
I played it off,
And then you just ran.
And you know what? She was so cool about it. She didn't even really give a shit. She's like, you know what? We're selling the house anyways. Don't worry about it. I was like, fuck.
Man.
But yeah, I fucking was beat red. I'm sure. I was like, fuck.
We're selling it anyway, so you just decide to go on a rampage.
You know what's
Banging
funny?
into all the
So-
other walls. You're
so-
like, well, might as well make it match.
You're just kicking holes everywhere. So I'm thinking about this, and it's like, then I'm starting to think about other people that I've like basically worked with that have had bad days. I had a dog trainer come here to work with Scout.
Oh, here, you mean?
And I feel bad for him because if he was on this podcast, he'd tell this story. So he came by and he taught us a ton about Scout.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a dickhole.
Yeah,
I know. Anyways, so the guy taught us a lot, but he was this kind of like round, shorter guy. Probably didn't
Is he
have...
kind of like a Caesar Milan kind of guy, like
no,
the dog whisperer?
Absolutely not. No one would
the,
film this
the
guy.
Same
Well,
same
no,
profession.
yes. I mean, he taught us a lot of really cool tricks, and he was amazing. But while we were doing all this stuff, and he was talking to us, and we were kind of getting all this stuff down, all of a sudden we hear. It's his ringtone.
What?
And it's
a
just
bunch of
farts.
In his pants?
And he turns beet red, and I'm like, oh. And he's like, I'm so sorry, I meant to turn this off. And he's just like fumbling with his phone as he's trying to turn it off. And I was just like, oh man, that must be terrible.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn this phone on silent right now.
He played.
While we're
And that was
working with
close
our
to
dog.
how he sounded. It was weird.
He played that off being his ringtone really well, didn't he?
He's
he was just doing just busting ass.
He didn't have a phone at all. Yeah. He had a pager.
Oh shit! He's just twiddling
He's
his
just,
lap, Colin.
he's just fiddling with his hacky sack.
Let me put this on silent. Yeah.
Another one was my ex-girlfriend. She was showing me houses, and she fell down some stairs. That was another one that I was just like, oh my god.
She's like, here's the stairs. Whoops.
I felt so bad, and I was like, that would be one of those things. If it was clients, it would just be horrible. I mean, it was me, so it was just like, oh no,
Right.
Band-Aids and whatever else I could make you to stop cry. Yeah, but
Stop crying.
you guys have like any other situations where you were like, hey, I want your services, and they just look like fools?
Services.
You
And
know,
they look
someone
like
else
yeah.
that just had a bad day at work that you were in cahoots with.
Yeah.
Anything come to mind?
There's been
That dog trainer, really.
I remember when I worked at a country club, we had this drink girl, and she drove the drink cart. There was like a drink snack golf cart, an elongated
Sounds
cart.
like it all comes together.
Yeah, and I remember we were up at the driving range, a couple of us that I worked with, and working up there, whatever like that. And she comes ripping up the hill to go down the path towards the hill, and she goes around like there's just a little building where we store all the golf balls and whatever for the driving range. She goes around this and just plows into this sidewalk, like a 6-inch high sidewalk, and just boom, boom, over it, through the planter, and then out the other end.
Did she just keep
going? Yeah, she did not stop. She just was not stopping to see what if people were looking at her or whatever. She just kept going.
She sounds like she'd been drinking from the drink cart herself.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It was actually her day off.
As she
What have you been doing here? Apple teenies.
Who drinks apple teenies on the
That
golf
girl
course?
does. That girl does.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
She
true.
does.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
That's
Becca.
funny.
She was a wannabe actress. Is what she was.
I think probably a good portion of the employees at that particular golf course / country club were. You think?
No, probably not there.
Well,
No.
what?
Because I mean,
What
the
were we saying about
majority
them?
of wannabe actors or
Oh, okay.
film business stuff. No, I mean it was either mostly Hispanics in the kitchen and in the dining room, or a lot of Hispanics as well in the outside service, like where I worked.
Sure.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah. I think it was a lot of people that wanted to get into golf. Really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had a guy that's like.
That's true.
I worked with a guy that's the coach at Pepperdine now. You know, I
shit.
worked with a couple guys that working on becoming golf pros and whatnot. So I think it was mostly that, either that or just people who like getting high and not having much work to do.
And not
Fair
having
enough.
responsibility.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
And not having reception, too. You used to talk about that. Like, you would work, you had 0 reception, and then all of a sudden you would drive off the
yeah.
lot, and then it would just be like 900
Yeah,
texts from probably us 3 assholes.
They even Verizon even offered. I guess they were going to set up something to like set up a tower on the course, so that people in that area could get Verizon reception. I guess the owner didn't want to do it or whatever. But yeah, no
Or
reception.
wanted too much money.
No reception there for 8 hours. Everything would just pile up, and then I'd be driving, and like as soon as I got around the bend, it would just be like, bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
And then your phone would
Just a
die,
whole
even though you didn't use it at
conversation.
all for the day.
Yeah.
Goes from 90% to 5.
It's super hot in my pocket right
Yeah, it gives you that 20% battery low warning and then just dies right
Yeah.
after
now.
that.
Rips out of your pocket and jumps out the window.
Boom.
Oh, by the way, I'm almost out of.
Screaming.
No. That's funny. So okay, let's move on. You know what? That question came from our dear friend Daniel, and I really appreciate you sending out that obviously that question coming about those ridiculous days at work. No one wants to talk about.
Yeah.
But we do have a special game. And Mike,
Yeah?
Mike, it looked like you were about to say something. So
No. I was just because we were talking about work and stuff. I remembered I didn't have too much in regards to embarrassing things or people that I'd worked with, but I did, since we were talking about the service industry and I have much experience in that. I was going to ask if we remembered those people that we waited on that were just consistently horrible, or just. I mean, we can
no.
save that for another episode.
I'd rather not talk about that. And the only reason I say that is my job is to deal with that.
Right.
And it
Currently
makes me so
is your job as
sad.
well, so,
It makes me so sad to think about those people, because honestly, like the people that are the shit, that are good people, that are positive,
Yes.
those are the ones I remember. But man, I have to deal with those assholes so often. I just feel like life shits on them, so then it's like their opportunity
Right.
to boss someone around and like be the powerful one, and it's sad.
Yeah.
I wish I had a funny angle on this, but I'm just like, I just feel really, shit it forward is probably the best way. That's probably the best way to put it. And
That may very well be the title of this episode.
yeah, shit it forward. That's it is. Let's just say it is.
I have to agree.
We always ask after the episode, hey, what's it going to be about?
Good job, Cole.
I won.
Yeah.
I won.
So you've won the last like 4, but
Yeah.
I agree.
honestly,
Downstairs
I will
mouth?
have to say this. I will.
Wait, that wasn't mine.
That
then.
was
It
yours.
was
Was it?
yours. Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Which one?
I don't even
What was
remember
it?
that.
Oh, downstairs
mouth.
I will say this
Now I recall,
to our 150 listeners, one in like 4 different Asias,
600 of them.
11 in Germany.
Yeah, I was going to say 60 of them in the UK alone.
But
And Canada.
honestly,
Friends
like
up north.
Thanks, eh?
all those people
And
working,
now they're gone.
obviously, all those people,
Fucking
all those people
hosers.
that are, exactly. Those guys need to shove off.
We've just taken care of all of that.
The moral of the story is I just wish those people were a little bit more positive. I really do.
Yeah.
Those people that come in and just
Not our
wanna
listeners,
shit-
the people, the customers.
Well, no, everyone,
Oh,
but
okay,
yes,
yeah.
definitely those guests that come in and are just so pissy.
I feel like it's a 50-50 thing. It's like the people that come in fairly often, it's like they're either super awesome
Yeah.
or whatever, or it's
Yeah.
like they tend to go the other direction.
It's
like
weird
they're
though.
I think they just get like comfortable.
When you
or,
work
like,
with
this,
food,
that.
when you work with food, it's tough because people get cranky.
Yep.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
can't stop that. They're not bad people, but then you feed them and they're like, you know what? God, I love you.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like this total 180.
Yep.
So I mean, it's the people that after you feed them, they're like, fuck you. That you're like, okay, you're the one. You're
Right,
the one
yeah.
that needs a rainbow up the ass.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
But
Now,
anyways,
speaking of bad dining experiences, I told Mike about this, but I went. Part of the reason I went to Arizona, apart from Mother's Day, is also a friend's graduation, and we went out with all of us. There were like 12 of us, some of her family, some of my family,
Nice.
and we went to this super hot spot in Flagstaff.
Your dad's girlfriend's daughter
was
right?
the one graduating,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And we went to this super popular spot on graduation night in small Flagstaff and proceeded to wait 2.5 hours to get a table.
Jeez.
Yes.
2.5 hours.
2.5
and
hours.
In that time, did nobody suggest, guys? You guys want to go somewhere else?
I just think
they're in a
it's
desert. It's probably like 8 miles to the next.
I think of the fact that it's such a small town and it was graduation night. I mean, there was just
there's no way.
it was
wasn't-
probably
nothing was
not
gonna
going to
be any
happen
better.
anywhere.
Nobody
Yeah.
said like you want to just hit up the Safeway and make
So
some shit.
when you
at home?
finally sat down, were you like, all right, I'll take a Mexican pizza and I'll take a Mexi Melt.
right, I'm not even hungry
know,
right now. Can I
and
just
a
have
taco,
a water?
Taco Bell
Yeah.
Grande. Wait, no, you don't have those? Oh, that's still taco. Okay.
Well, like I know from my sister, it reached that point. She was like, she got so hungry that she wasn't even hungry anymore by the time she got in. Like she
Right?
just went straight past
Yeah.
super hungry to like not even.
Yeah.
She hardly ate, and I was like, oh man, this
That's her
sucks.
stomach
Waiting
eating her
for
stomach.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy graduation, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you have a game for us.
Yeah, I got a game
I
again.
wanna play.
Hooray.
Let's play.
It's very similar to the one we did at the band's night. It's
Okay.
actually almost exactly similar, but this time the theme is video games.
Okay.
Cool.
Video game.
pulled it off.
Yeah.
Who hasn't played a video game?
Yeah.
The video
It
game
wasn't
game?
too bad. So I wrote down, I guess, either the platform or what platforms it was most known for. But I'll only drop that hint if you guys, because most of these I think are pretty easy. I think that's going to be easier than the band. But I'll drop the platform hint and then we'll go from there.
I'm going to be honest.
All right.
When I re-listened to that podcast with bands, like the whole time, I was like, "Fuck, we're so
Yeah.
stupid." And
Well,
I think it's hard.
Windows
It was always
was the
on the-
worst, or window, whatever was like. I mean, come on,
Windows.
Fuck. I was
Fleetwood
like,
Mac.
Doors.
No, doors.
Yeah.
Oh, doors. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
yeah.
I think that was the night we'd
Some-
also been drinking half a bottle of Jameson too. So
Well, yeah. I don't know. It's
that
just
that,
wouldn't doubt it.
that impairs the obvious,
oh,
at least for me,
Uh,
most of the time.
all right.
me too. Fair
What's my
enough. So
phone-
let's
what's
go.
my phone
Let's
number
get
again?
started.
All right,
What
drop
would
it
you
on
call
us,
this?
man. Drop it on us.
Oh God, I have no idea.
Collins
The
video
video
game.
game.
Video gameology.
Video killed the podcast.
The video game.
Video game
game.
killed the
Video game
podcast.
Video
All right.
game cubed.
All right.
Ooh, okay.
So let's begin here. So the first one I have is a game called Comets.
Metroid.
Asteroids.
Metroid.
Asteroids.
Ah,
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
I
guess
think
that
I
makes
only said
sense.
that 4 times.
All right, we have
I was like,
another
do I have
game-
reverb or delay on this? What is happening?
asteroids.
Asteroids.
We have another game here called Star Assaulters.
Not Missile Command. Star Assaulters. Planet. Star. See, you know what? We're going to listen to this again
Yeah.
after this, and
is
we're going to
gonna
be like,
happen
fucking
again.
A, me, it's this.
Assault.
Not StarCraft.
Another Atari 2600 game.
It's not Missile Command.
It may have been arcade as well. I'm not too up on my
Centipede.
What was
time.
What was
River.
the,
It's not
the clue
River
again?
Raid.
What was
River
yours?
Raid?
Well, I have it down as Atari 2600, but it may have been an arcade as well. I think it was, but
And what was
I
your
don't-
what was your title that you gave us?
Star Assaulters.
Star Assaulters.
Fuck.
Assaulters.
Police are pissed.
Command.
You're gonna get
Yeah.
us.
Like, you idiots.
God, we know this.
Yeah, they're listening
All
right now.
hit
They're
the
gonna bust
siren.
in
Hit the
Star
and-
siren.
Fox 64. God damn
9,
it.
8,
All right, do we have a clue?
6.
Can we
that,
get a clue?
That was the clue.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
There's a lot of clues.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. Go for it.
Stumped.
Space Invaders.
Very
Come on,
good.
Star. That's rough. But you know what? I'm going to give it to you.
I'm gonna give that one.
But you know what? No, I'm just going
You
to...
get a pass.
I'm just going to put my middle finger right against your cheek.
Pass of gas.
Oh, no. Your pop filter.
yeah.
I do feel pretty damn stupid for
Yeah,
not
that's
getting
right.
that one.
All right,
You
so
look stupid.
we have
Just
now
kidding. You look
these.
great.
Appreciate that.
You look great.
Don't trick yourself by thinking these are going to be in like chronological order.
Not
they
at all.
Kind of go all over the place. So, we have a game called Myth,
That's just a real game.
not Mist.
Oh, that's right.
Only if you have a lisp, Michael. You guys played that Myth game?
Myth is really good.
It was the greatest. That Myth.
Super good. Have you tried Street Fighter?
There is a game Myth.
Is there?
It's a Bungie game too, which is
really?
actually an awesome game. But
Well, this is not that game.
yes,
Yeah.
I understand.
So Myth.
Queth.
All
Well,
right.
if it's Myth, I mean, I played a game on the
Legend?
Amiga called
League of Legends.
called Fairy Tale. Not Fairy Tale.
Tale.
Okay.
Fable.
There you go.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
there
Nice.
it is. Okay.
Good
That was,
job.
that was a little awkward looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. The next game is Old Parchment.
New paper.
Right.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. there you go.
Yeah. Yes. I was going like this, but you changed it.
All right. We have Demand for Haste.
Need for Speed.
Yep.
Oh. See, you know what? I'm still locked into the format of trying to find what the opposite was.
Yeah. I think. Well, I don't want to give too much, but
No,
I think most of
no,
these don't fall into the opposite category.
You sound like most girls I had a first date with. I don't want to give too much.
All right. The
Well,
next.
you are.
The next game is Devil Horns.
Devil horns. What's that? Devil horns.
Devil Horns, huh?
Trying to think of words.
Xbox.
I'm trying to think of words that are synonymous with horns.
Original Xbox or
Halo?
360.
Yep. There you go.
Halo! Opposite time.
Oh, okay.
See, after he gives us the not so opposite, he drops the
That's
opposite.
good.
No,
All right.
I got
The
it.
next one is Quarry Construct.
Quarry?
Quarry.
Quarry. Okay.
Rock
Quarry.
something.
Quarry Construct.
Not Minecraft.
It is Minecraft.
Oh,
It is Minecraft.
Yeah.
All
nice
right.
job.
Not
Very
Minecraft.
nice.
No, it is not Minecraft.
I was,
It's
I
not
should have put it in the form of a question. What is
Very
not
nice.
Minecraft?
All right, we
Okay,
have
good.
up next. We have the Cogs of Battle.
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Okay,
Sure,
that's good.
sure.
Good. This is good.
All right, we have Strike.
Good.
Strike In.
That immediately makes me think of that old NES game, Russian Attack.
Ball out.
Strike in. Punch out.
Yeah, there you go.
Punch out. Yes.
Yeah,
All
nice
right.
job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
All right, the next one up is Alley Brawler.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, yeah.
There you go.
Renegade. Dr. Mario.
All right.
Marriage.
Up next, we have
Boy.
we have Earth Canine.
the game of life.
Earth Canine.
Earth Canine?
Mooncat.
Mooncat. That was an awesome game.
Earth Canine.
Earth Canine, huh? Something dog?
Something pet? Something
Dog or opposite cat?
Super NES
Pooch.
and N64.
Star Fox.
Yeah.
Oh.
Star Fox.
Star
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
Very
good.
nice.
Oh, woo.
All right, the next one we have up is Asszilla.
Donkey Kong?
Yeah.
Yes. It just came to me.
Zilla. God.
All right, the next one up we have is Pewter Nose.
Metal Gear.
Goldfinger.
No, Metal.
Gold Golden Eye.
Yeah, there you go.
Goldeneye. Damn it. That
You know
makes
what? You know
sense.
what? What tipped me off that I was wrong was when I said Goldfinger. Colin gives me this look like,
Such a fuck.
you're so fucking stupid.
Oh man, God! Just looking at your face, I,
was
just
like,
want to punch
oh.
you with my
I
foot.
was like,
I felt-
he's probably as close as he could be right now without actually
I
being
felt
right.
so bad after I said that. I was like, is there any way I could take that back?
Tetris.
All right, the next one up we have is the Awesome Wallop siblings.
Super Mario Brothers.
Nope.
Awesome Wallop.
That is a good guess, though.
Siblings?
That's actually, yeah. That's kind of a tricky one. But yes, Awesome Wallop siblings.
Smash Brothers.
Yep.
The Smash Brothers.
Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Excuse
Wallop.
me.
I should have thought of that.
Wallops.
All right.
Walnuts.
Next one up, we have Infallible Shade.
Perfect Dark.
Yep.
Oh,
There we go.
come on, Mike P. What's going on? No, wake up. I know we're doing this later, but come
Exhaustion
on.
has set in.
I know.
Sorry,
You had a childhood, right?
it's since been
spent-
forgotten.
It was spent watching
yeah, I
R-rated
did.
movies.
Yeah, I did. I've been fucking chick since I was 15.
No big deal. Listen, sorry, I was just thinking about Chucky. I watched it at a young age.
All right. The next game up is
I'm trying hard.
Us Athletics.
Wii Sports?
Yep.
Oh, we.
Wii,
Good
nice.
job.
Okay,
Nice,
that's
Joe.
good.
Nice.
Now this one might.
This game shows where our expertise is. Sorry, go
They're
on.
like music. Are like ooh.
No, I knew all those.
Yeah.
But you know what? God,
Well, I
I don't have it as easy access because I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I think with music, there's just so much more to
Because of
draw from in
Jameson.
general.
And you drink your Coors Light.
All right, this next one, I thought this might be a bit tough because, well, I might drop two clues on this one. So we have compartment animals.
Compartment animals, huh?
Pokemon?
Yeah,
Wow.
No, I was
right.
gonna say that. Jesus
Good job,
Christ.
Michael.
I was like, I don't know if anybody's
no,
familiar
that's-
with the
I was like
full
Animal
name,
Crossing.
Pocket
Right,
Monsters.
right.
Pocket
Pocket
Monsters,
Monsters.
yes.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Damn.
All right, so we have up next we have B-Ball Rock.
B-ball
NBA
rock.
Jam?
Yep.
Oh
There you
wow.
Ah, nice.
P-Ball Rock. I like
B-Ball
that.
Rock.
See, here's MP. I challenged him, and he's in.
Yeah, he's,
Yep.
he's
He's
awake
like,
now.
sorry, I didn't know I was playing. I thought I was just. I thought he was just judging.
All right, next on the list we have Nutty Transport.
Crazy Taxi.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Good job. Yeah, you guys are
Nutty
doing well with this.
Nutty
I
Transit.
want to play Nutty Transport.
Yeah, some of these I think it should have actually been the actual
Nutty
name.
Transport. There was a game called Drunk Girlfriend.
Dude, crazy Taxi. What a fun game that
Oh,
was.
man.
Holy
Crazy
shit.
Taxi was awesome.
It was so awesome.
I played that on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah.
the same shit. You just do it over and over.
But
and
you do
learn
it
more.
awesome.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
learn
You're
more of
just
the level as you go. You
blasting
just
through.
keep learning new
You
shit.
get so
Yeah.
many, and those
people.
challenges were the shit.
Yeah,
and
that was
they
a
were
fun
fucking
ass
hard.
game, man.
Yeah, badass game.
All right, the next one up we have is Concluding Dream.
Endgame? No.
Neverwinter Nights. No,
Say it again. I'm sorry.
including Dream.
Concluding Dream.
Concluding Dream.
I have no idea.
Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Well, that was
My
that was
entry.
probably the hint I would drop. I was going to say Concluding Dream 7.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
Lightweight.
All right. So the next one we have is Retaliatory Attack.
Counter Strike.
Yep.
Okay.
Good one.
Counter Strike. Yeah. Got it.
All right. The next one is a game called Hallowed.
Hallowed. Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven.
Blessed.
Hallowed. So, wow. Hallowed. Mike, do you know this one?
Hallowed.
The hint is hallowed.
Hallowed.
Yeah.
like hallowed ground, sacred.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go. Very nice.
wow. I'm fucking stupid.
All right.
Like sacred
Like
stupid?
that one.
He's like, oh, sacred, yeah.
That's what it is.
Did
Sacred.
you ever play
know that
Sacred?
No.
You like it
He's the
because
only
you're a huge Diablo fan.
Yeah.
And it's,
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Sacred
a
was
super
Diablo.
broken game where you're like, I'm gonna make a build that's just invincible because they did not test this game enough.
When
And
is
you just
isn't the
fuck
next one
shit.
coming out at some point?
Yeah.
When is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Does
That's
anybody,
pretty
does anybody
stupid.
care?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
it looks pretty
I
lame.
did enjoy Baldur's Gate though.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I like that one.
OG.
All right, next on the list we have Safeguard of the Archaic.
Safeguard of the Arcade.
Guardian of the Ancients. Something of the Ancients.
What was it? Tell me one more time.
Safeguard of the Archaic.
Keeper. No.
Guardian.
Keeper of Souls.
Was I somewhat close
Guardian of
in
the
my
Ancients.
ancients?
Guardian of the Archaic.
Oh, Arcade.
Or Safeguard of the Archaic, excuse me.
Safeguard of the Arcade.
Reaper of Souls.
That's I said that one. So
Oh.
expansion of Diablo 3 is
Guardian of
out.
the Archaic.
PC.
See, that's where I drop off a bit. I've never had the PC gameage in my home.
PC, huh?
I'd say maybe God of War.
I guess
but-
it's computer, I should say.
Huh.
Is this something that any of us have played?
Yeah, Defense of the Ancients.
Oh, okay.
Defense of the Ancients.
Damn it,
There you go.
Dota, right there.
That's
nice.
Damn it, it was right there. Wow, we missed one.
I
That
had
sucks.
85% of it.
Yeah,
You did, yeah.
I had of the Ancients.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that first word.
All right, the next one we have is Close Sob.
Far Cry.
Very good. Far Cry's
Sob.
good. Far Cry
Oh,
3,
Sob.
man.
Shit.
Play it. If you guys aren't into games, play Far Cry 3.
All right, the next one we
And
have
if you are into games, play Far Cry 3.
Yeah, exactly right. Did you try that one, Mike?
Yes. You
Okay,
let me
good,
borrow it.
good, yeah.
I think I got through the first 2 chapters.
So you weren't into
And
it.
I'm-
That's whatever.
Well, you know,
I gotta
I
grab that
have
next.
kids.
I went
I
and
gotta
had,
grab
I
that
went and
next
had some
Steam
kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know what
Great.
though? That's kind of a slow burn. You kind of got to charge through it a little bit, and then
Yeah.
like it starts rewarding you, and you're like, "Whoa, holy shit!"
Yeah, that
it kind of
game.
just blows
Yeah.
up in your face, and you're like, "This is amazing."
Yeah?
yeah. It's kind of. I remember that it was kind of a drag at first for some reason, but then
It was
then
like
it
the
starts
first 3
rewarding
dates,
you.
you're like, and then 4th date, you're like, I want to marry you.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
realized.
I might have to give it a reboot then.
Oh God, so fun.
All right, the next one up is Geo Jolt.
Geo Jolt.
BioShock.
Yep.
Oh,
good job, Michael.
wow. Very nice. Fuck.
All right, we're down to the final 5.
Okay.
Shit!
We have Inhabitant Wicked.
Inhabitant Wicked. Living Dead? The.
Inhabited would be, yeah.
It's Inhabitant.
Inhabitant.
Not Dead Rising.
No.
That wouldn't work.
Renters.
Be wary.
Remorse.
So what is it again? I'm sorry.
It is Inhabitant Wicked.
So
The clue is PlayStation.
Oh,
Silent Hill?
Resident Evil.
Oh,
There you
Resident
go.
Evil.
Shit,
Nice.
man.
Fucking
Nice.
good job.
All right.
Okay.
The next one up is Catacomb Pirate.
Okay.
Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Wow. Shit. You guys are on top of it.
I was thinking
I
elevator.
got like the first
elevator
75%.
Yeah. Pac-Man?
Topper?
Burger time.
All right. Up next, we have Wood Sprocket Plasma.
Wow.
Wood sprocket plasma.
Metal Gear Solid?
Yep.
Wow.
man.
Good
Okay.
job.
I was like, I guess that would work.
All right.
Shot in
Wood
the dark.
Sprocket Plasma.
Shot in
That's
the
great.
dark.
I actually had Wood Sprocket Liquid written down, but I was like, no, I'll go even.
Because it was
Plasma,
because
I
it
like
was
it.
Liquid Snake, right? Was
Yeah,
one of the
that
names.
That would throw it.
I think, yeah.
Come
All right.
on. Throw me a bone.
The next one is Not Mapped.
Uncharted.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Uncharted.
God damn, dude. You guys are good at this shit.
All right, now let's see if anybody can get this one.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge now.
Yeah,
All right, fuckers.
All right.
Listen, dipshits.
I mean, all right.
Okay.
So we have the imitation of real-world processes or systems.
The imitation of real-world processes
Or systems.
or systems.
Wow. Deus Ex.
That's what I was gonna say.
The imitation?
The imitation of real-world processes or systems.
See, I think that part's just throwing me off now because I'm like, ziz.
Just two zizzes.
Okay. Well, now I know. I don't know. It's a lot of dead air.
PC.
Yeah, I probably
PC,
played this
huh?
one. Doom?
I'm sure everybody's familiar with it, though, at least.
Miffed?
Myth?
Maxis.
Oh, SimCity?
Close.
Whoa, Sim Ant. Sim...
Oh, The Sims?
Planet.
The
There you go.
Sims. Okay.
The Sims.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice job, Colin.
Was that it?
That was
That
the
was a
final
lot.
one there.
How many was that, dude?
Yeah,
was a
that was
lot.
you
That was,
did a lot.
That was 30, I think.
Holy
Damn,
shit.
dude.
Kudos, man.
Well, thank
Kudos.
you for that.
Yeah, they were a little easier, so I figure
Video
I'd try
games
to do
games.
more.
Yeah. For our listeners, why don't you guys maybe write in and tell us how many of those you got,
Yeah.
and if you have any
And
suggestions.
if you have some games,
Yeah,
throw
and
it out there.
yeah, Colin is definitely the man with the plan on these games.
That
So
was fun.
Very good.
write
Very
in some
good.
ideas, and we'll see what we can do.
So I mean, I realized last night I was like, hey guys, do we have a segment? And we all really didn't. We didn't have one. And then we started kind of shooting stuff off each other, and we're like, and that sounded gross.
Yeah,
So we get excited when we have segments. Yeah. So everyone's like,
See
well,
what
let's
sticks, you
talk
know?
about our boyhood
Everything.
our boyhood crushes, and
Speaking
let's
of
see what,
shooting-
what
Oh,
shoots
shit.
off of
I
them.
Speaking of shooting things off.
So mine are all embarrassing, but Mike got very organized. He has his top 10. Mike
Oh,
Picaro,
God,
I think. Yeah.
Oh. Wait, does Mike Davis have it?
I just had a small list
okay.
of
A small list of 20.
going through. Yeah,
Well, let's hear your top 10. Go ahead and just blast through. Just blast all over your 10.
sure. Okay, well, I'll start from 10 and go up to 1. Not that these are in any sort of particular order, but
good way to do
I was
that.
just thinking about like
Not that they're in order, but I'm going to go backwards.
just
from
like
10 to 1.
boyhood crushes.
10 is 1 boner, but 1 is 10 boner. Anyways, I'm going to go from here.
It evens itself out exponentially.
You got to give them a rating. 1 to 10 boners.
Well, new category. See now,
Number
I need
1
an-
is 10 painful boners.
I need, yeah. But I kind of took
All
the
right.
position of boyhood crushes and or like what was like those introductory females and or heroines who, just was like your entrance into finding your sexuality.
boners.
Yeah, finding your boners. Like, what is wrong with me?
It's called a boner entrance.
So I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but that heroine from the Legendary Axe game on the Sega Genesis.
Okay, yeah.
She
Yeah.
was
Not
she
familiar.
wore that
Not gonna lie. Yeah.
little bikini thing. I used to play that game, and I would select the character and just make her walk.
Why is she moving? And you're like, oh, my hand's on my
Well,
dick.
no, because I would press up on the D-pad to make her walk up, and that's it. Because when she walked, they animated it. The sprites were animated so that the butt cheeks had like this extra little bounce kind of thing. And oh man,
Did it
that
work?
Just,
Yeah.
that just.
That lit the fuse when you were
I
young,
didn't,
huh?
I played that game, but I didn't technically play the game.
You sucked at it.
So did you scotch tape the D-pad up and then sit there just wanking?
Yeah, no, I didn't do anything like that. I think
I didn't get
Keep
very
moving,
far.
baby,
I didn't
keep
get very
moving.
far in
Yeah.
that game. I ran into a wall.
my shame at that age kept me from doing anything like that.
Aw.
But
No
still,
one has shame at that age.
I had another one. I don't know if you guys read comic books when you were a kid, but
Did.
there was an artist named Jim Lee who drew the X-Men for quite a while, and he drew the character Psylocke. And she was something else because she was always dressed and just looked like like these rags that were wrapped around just the right parts.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking
and then
about.
She was super tough, and she just went in and kicked a bunch of ass. So I always thought she was cool. Lady Jane from G.I. Joe,
Of course.
because
she was,
like,
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
awesome redhead
sexy.
and just could always kick ass. Never actually shot and killed anyone.
No one did.
Are any of these crushes real people?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I'm getting there. There. I'm just talking about like my entrance. Yes, see, look at that. That's just.
Let me see.
And that's not even Jim Lee, but she's just a hot character.
Brought up a
almost kind of like
Jane,
how he
Lady
drew
Jane.
Rogue too.
Yeah,
but yeah. If you Google Jim Lee's X-Men or something like that, she'd be in there. Okay, so getting into some real people now. That girl who played the ship's mechanic on that show Firefly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I remember the show.
Yeah, she was a little younger from Canada, I
Yeah.
think, but that's super
Cute.
smoking hot.
Yeah.
And I think part of the attraction to that, and I know Firefly's more recent, at least I would classify it as recent, but it was just there was the attraction because she was like super smart, and she knew how to fix the ship, but she was super young, so she was like this untapped.
Yeah,
it was like
you're
she
so
was
smart and amazing,
so smart,
and no
and
one's
then-
nailed
and
you
then
down.
So naive in so
Yeah,
many other
it's
areas.
like-
Like, what's a kiss? But by
Oh
the
my
way, I
God,
can fix
yeah.
your positronic.
Your flux capacitor.
Yeah, I've got that. I just thought it was awesome. The older sister from Seventh Heaven.
Okay.
I don't know what was her name. Married to
Jessica
Jessica
Bonermaker?
Biel?
Jessica Biel. Thank you.
Ms.
Yeah.
Bonermaker?
Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
Jessica
yeah.
Biel. Holy shit.
She wasn't even as hot as she is now back then. She was like super
Yeah.
young and undiscovered. But yeah, I remember watching my
boner
parents.
discovered
My
her.
parents were all about that because Christian
Yeah.
home and everything. Oh, Seventh Heaven. This
Mike's
is
like, yeah,
Yeah,
Seventh
let's
Heaven.
watch it.
Like,
Let's watch
yes,
it.
this is
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
This is
the
awesome.
first one fucking sitting on
I'm just gonna hump the carpet over here.
Indian style on the
calling my dad from work. Don't forget to tape that show.
Yeah, DVR it, you dick.
Yeah, put the VHS in, Dad. Let's see. The twins from the Nickelodeon game show Funhouse.
Okay.
There was
Weren't those
there was,
boys?
There was no, they were girls.
Okay.
They were girls.
He's like the
and
twins from Full House.
They were dressed in these cheerleader outfits.
Okay,
Younger-
yeah.
The
Sorry.
producer of the show knew exactly what he or she. I don't want to,
Yeah, who knows?
profile anybody, but they knew exactly what they were doing, and I don't know how any contestants or host wise got anything done
Yeah.
around there because that was the only thing my eyes gravitated towards. When
I
I, saw that
actually
show.
remember them very well.
I actually don't remember. I'm surprised.
Really?
You look it up, man. Just
Yeah.
YouTube Funhouse. They're on there.
right.
Yeah, here's some
All
more
four of
obvious
them.
ones you guys may agree with. Cindy Crawford.
Yeah.
As a young boy, I mean,
Sure.
coming of
What can
age,
you do?
she was. There's that little mole on her lip too. It was just like, oh, that got me going.
Something to aim for.
Oh boy.
Let's see.
The woman or the mole?
Anne Margaret from her younger days with the
Margaret Thatcher?
Margaret. Yeah. Oh man.
He was a scholarly boy.
Man, I love all the Golden Girls.
And rounding out my list, B. Arthur.
Yeah, exactly.
No. But I say
That would
Anne-
round me out too, if you know what I mean.
I say Anne Margaret only because I used to. My grandparents, in their retired years, picked up a second job doing stuff for Anne Margaret. They were working for her, and so we would go to their house when we wanted to go visit. And she had this poster up in her office that had her in some slinky lingerie, and I just remember sneaking in there when I was like, Grandpa, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'd sneak in there and I would look at it. It was
Rank it.
fantastic. It was fantastic.
You didn't know what to do, but you'll just look at it.
Yeah,
until
but I
something
just
happens.
look at it and I was like, something's happening inside my pants. And last two real quick. There was a girl, her name was Jeannie, and I had a crush on her from the third grade until junior high.
Now we're talking. It's
Until
real
junior
life.
high, yeah.
It's getting more and more real. I like that.
As he goes up the list.
Yeah, went from a cartoon character to a fucking real girl that you
I'm
could touch.
just- hey, you know what? Boyhood,
And get arrested.
beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you're 10 years old, you got to take it where you can get it.
Oh.
2 watermelons.
Get off me,
yeah.
uncle.
Good to go.
God, these Cheerios are delicious.
Oh man, Cheerios, come on. At least say donuts.
Whatever. She was a longtime crush for me. And then Melissa Joan Hart from Clarissa Explains It All.
Okay.
Yeah.
That show, she was super cute back then.
Yeah,
So.
that's a good list.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's an interesting list. Yeah.
I don't have a top 10. I remember
Good insight into my creepiness, probably.
I
more
mean,
than
obviously,
anything
like,
else.
who's the boss? You know, Alyssa Milano.
Milano.
I mean, I was young. She was so cute. You know, I mean,
Alyssa Miwanto.
yeah, exactly.
See, it's funny. My introduction to her was Charmed.
Yeah, and she was hot there too.
It's
you know,
even
I mean,
better though.
Oh yeah, no, well
that's
that's what I'm
But
saying,
when you're
yeah.
the same age and she's
Yeah.
young, it's just like, yeah, that's one of those things. I mean, Punky Brewster, there was a little something. I mean, I was young. But there was weird stuff that happened with me, like the Olympics.
Oh yes.
So the Olympics would come out, and then there would be these young gymnasts, and I'm young too.
Carrie Strug.
It was the Summer Olympics, right?
You said it.
Yeah.
Carrie
Oh, because
That
I remember
girl
that, man. Yeah.
blew my mind, and I was just like in love with her, and I was super young, and I wanted to write her letters, and I actually sat down with my mom and was just like in this emotional mess. I was like, she's amazing, and I just want her to know that I think she's amazing. I don't know what to do.
She is 3'5".
What's her name?
Delicious
Carrie
gorgeous.
Strug.
Carrie Strug,
And
yeah.
this is the weird part is she's like, write her a letter, so I did. I wrote her a letter, and then they wrote back, and it was this like stupid, like it was probably a huge stamp that just like
Right, yeah.
and then mail it, and it was funny because after that, then it would do a bunch of interviews with her because before that, there's no interviews really, not much, and she had this horrible voice.
Oh, it
and
was
she
like super
kinda,
high, right?
Yeah, she was, and that kind of disenchanted me. But that girl, like, I was like head over heels, like,
Sure.
Yeah.
like I was just like fanboy. That's a newer one, yes.
Yes.
But when she was younger, it was a whole different story. She's the one that did she went off
The pole vault
the,
and,
the
like,
vault,
with the
and she
busted
hurt
ankle,
her.
yeah.
She hurt
Busted
her
ankle,
foot,
but
landed it
perfectly anyway.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's her. So when I was young, I was just like, she just she did something
Nancy
to me.
Kerrigan.
And it,
I remember that story. I didn't know her name.
I
I
gotcha.
just remember her face.
I'll feel
Nancy
you on that
Kerrigan
one.
was
Oh,
she was
yeah.
hot
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's weird because those things. I feel like when you're younger, it's just like there's a certain attraction I had because of what they were doing and whether they were at like
Well, they're
an Olympian
athletes.
or
They're
an
the-
actress
in the best
or,
shape of their lives.
You
They're
know, all these
representing
things
their
that
country.
those were the things that really pulled me in. And then as I got older, all of a sudden I remember Eric Lennon. You know, that motherfucker had a Pamela Anderson poster up, and he was sexually charged. And this is the first time it was like
he still is.
oh yeah.
Let's not fool
But
ourselves.
Here's the thing that was weird because it was always just like you see a girl and you're like, wow, she's cute, and it made you feel weird and
Yeah.
all this stuff, and all of a sudden, like, I'm 16, 17 years old, and obviously I've seen a lot, and there's just his posters everywhere, and I'm like, I would want to fuck that so hard, and
Right.
that's so different from what you thought for so long.
Oh yeah.
It
You
just-
realize how innocent you used to be.
Oh yeah,
you
and
know?
it was just this curiosity, and
little
like,
wink and a smile
I
could-
wanna know, I wanna
could hold
know.
you over for a week.
I want to hug you.
Right. Yeah.
I want to talk with you a while and see what happens.
You know, that's funny that you mentioned that real quick because I remember the first girl I went on a date with in high school. We went out to a movie. I took her to a movie, and it took me probably an hour to ask her if I could hold her hand. We were sitting together. The popcorn was done. The sodas were in the cup holders, and we're sitting there. And my arms are
Want
folded.
some up on
and
You
that?
know who holds hands?
I don't
the
even-
devil.
Yeah, I don't even remember what movie we saw, and I remember finally I leaned over and I tried to whisper, and I was so fucking nervous, and I said, "I just wonder if I can hold your hand." She said, "What?" I said, "I was wondering if I can hold your hand." You know, she's like, "You want to hold my hand?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like,
Are you deaf?
And
Why do
then
you talk
she
like
yelled-
that?
Yeah, she yelled at me because I was so nervous.
Yeah, of
And
course.
she said, "I've been waiting all movie for you to ask me that." And I just remember
sweet.
like just the whole.
And then the movie was over 2 minutes later, and you're like,
I remember so
Yeah,
many.
right. Yeah, and then it was time to go.
I remember so many instances of that kind of just. You know, it's such playful like ignorance. It's so nice. It's
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
you
just-
just don't talk about it after that because you're like, I'm a fucking player and I'm awesome, and now I got some fucking game, you know, and you don't think about the time where you're pissing your pants because you want to whisper in someone's ear.
Right.
I want to whisper in your ear, but I'm not sure how to do that.
Like the times when we couldn't keep
Yeah.
it down because Carrie Strug was doing her thing.
oh yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? We're actually getting down to the end. Do you guys have some you want to add?
Well, I was gonna say
Yeah, please.
because the Carrie Strug thing. One of the reasons I particularly remember her is because there was like I guess it was later. Because what was that? The '94 Olympics?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think
and
that's correct.
there was like several years later where when I started going to the school I did for a long time and graduated from, there was a girl that was like 4 years older, 5 years older.
I thought you were gonna say 4 foot because I'm like, yeah, that would remind me of her too.
No, but she like vaguely kind of reminded me of her, like the same color hair, like whatever. And like I had the biggest crush on this girl for forever,
Sure,
That's
forever,
great.
whatever.
That's great.
And like, and I won't say her name only because for a long time I used her name as most of my passwords. And
so
there's
funny.
still some
Nice.
leftovers from that era, so
I
I'm
actually
gonna,
have a couple
I'm gonna
of those.
save
yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
on that one.
I'll say the names. I'll say the names of the girls. Angela Giardelli. Holy shit.
Her last name was
I feel like I know
the
that
chocolate?
name.
She did go to Alamany.
Oh, okay.
I was in love with her in like
Mike's like, oh yeah, I fucked her.
first and second grade. That'd be so funny. I'm like, that's cool.
She lived down the street from me.
She
And then,
doesn't
oh
like
man,
anal.
later on, a huge one, which gave me a huge one. A huge one that gave me a huge one was Lori Lamb. Oh,
Yeah.
she's so hot, so hot. I remember seeing her later in life, and I was just like, oh my god, you're so much hotter.
Right.
Really?
Well,
Yeah, but I was like,
older
I
and
was
more mature.
grounded, so I was like, maybe I could do something with this. But she's like, I'm almost married. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, on the celebrity tip, or just kind of fantasy stuff that you guys are talking about, the chick from Weird Science.
Oh yeah.
I
God,
I
you're
was
showering.
so in
and-
love
Ugh.
with her.
Just
I
her.
watched that movie like a million times.
The leg warmers can stay on.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you
And
can
that's-
leave.
I'm
those
pretty sure her
on.
name is Elizabeth Burke. Oh no, Elizabeth Berkley? No, that's the
No,
That's-
it's
That's from
different.
Striptease or something. Or what's
No,
That's
Showgirls.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showgirls. Yeah.
Shit. What the fuck is that?
Or
I can't
Saved by
remember
the
What are you
Bell.
talking about?
Yeah, Saved by
Yeah.
the
What are
Bell.
you talking about?
Nobody remembers her from Saved by
Saved
the
by the
Bell.
Bell. I mean, tons of crushes there
Well,
too.
oh yeah, Tiffany Amber.
Tiffany Amber
Thiessen.
Thiessen.
Didn't she come into Place of Business when we
Yeah,
worked there?
she did.
Really?
Business.
Yeah.
I heard she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Not
Absolutely.
Not that
Yeah,
matters.
the chicks on 90210. Obviously, she was there too, but
Did any of you guys find that the smart one hot? She wore those thin rimmed glasses, like
she was like 20 years older than
Super
everyone.
curly
I
hair.
kind
Yeah,
of
she
found that
was.
on early. I found that out early on, and I was like,
yeah.
well,
Everybody
it's
else
like-
is 19.
Otherwise, it was-
She's 46.
That's why she's smart. She's experienced.
I'm working on my 6th PhD here. I like hanging out at the Peach Pit.
I'd like you to sit on my PhD. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
I think one of the just real quick, one of the big crushes I had when I was younger was Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, yeah.
That,
like
that
one
was
of
a
my
little
big
past
celebrity
where
crushes.
like it
Cutie.
was crush time. I still thought she was hot
Yeah.
as hell, but yeah, I know
That
what
was
you're saying.
right
yeah.
in my crush zone.
That's yeah,
There's another possible title right there.
yeah. Crush zone. What was the other one? Let's go back.
We'll have to listen to it again.
Yeah, we will.
That one was a gem.
Anyways, we're honestly to the end of the podcast. We're gonna have to. We're gonna. You guys have any
Right in the
last?
crush zone. Well, I'm fully prepared to ruin it again this week.
Oh,
It's
God.
3 weeks running.
Okay, so
Xbone losing the connect, $400. Ryan, either one, you're good.
all right. Well, I
He had a
guess.
question,
I guess. Oh, does he have a question?
Yeah,
Let's go.
who
Let's
did?
do it.
Ryan.
Let's
Oh,
answer.
really?
Let's
We've got time.
answer a
No,
question.
I'm really not even sure he wanted us to answer it on the air.
Well, we'll decide.
He was
if
just
we're gonna
asking
answer it.
about some of those the TV boxes you can buy now, or like the
the
Apple TV.
Roku and
Like,
Apple
yeah,
TV
Apple
and all
TV, that
this.
kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I thought he
whatever.
meant like an actual TV.
No.
The things they've been selling
Yeah.
since the
set-
50s.
oh.
Where is he
Yeah.
from? He's from what? Colorado?
Arizona.
Arizona? He's like, one of those TV boxes.
You guys buy those-
You guys,
Them boxes.
you guys watch some TV on those TV
They got
boxes?
those moving pictures in them.
Yeah. Hey,
I hear they got sound
I heard
now.
they have them in color now.
And they're in color.
That's exciting stuff.
No, he was asking about two specific ones, but I don't know that any of us are well versed in any of that.
Which
stuff,
ones?
Really. The Apple Fire TV, and then some other one that I had never even
Is
heard
the
of.
Amazon
there's
one or whatever?
Roku, right? There's
Or not the
Slingbox.
Apple,
Amazon
the Amazon
Fire.
Fire TV,
Yeah.
Amazon.
and then some other one that's
not
like
well
Android
versed.
based.
I mean, it's cool. All that stuff's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's tough to move away. Excuse me, from like Xbox and stuff when you have all those apps.
Yeah. See, I mean, I do all that stuff on my PC, so it's
Yeah, I still use my
I don't
PS3
really
to
even
access
look at that stuff.
all that shit.
So
But
you
yeah,
look- yeah.
I looked at the other one you were talking about, and I know Fire TV is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good.
They both seem super legit, so
If you're gonna ditch your set-top box, I'd say yeah, easily one of those will work nicely for you.
It's starting to seem like the way to go because you see some of the stuff they have playing, and you're like, I don't even need all this other crap.
Well, especially if the FCC doesn't stop this whole Comcast purchase of Time Warner Cable, it's pretty much just going to allow them to dictate what prices they want to charge.
Yeah, that's rough.
Well, yeah,
that's rough.
Basically happens already. So
yeah.
Well, you know what? We always talk about Mike screwing up, the sign off. So why don't you say it this time?
You want me to say the sign off?
Yeah.
Do we have anything in particular we'd like to say? I'm going to do the stay nerdy, stay dirty, and then someone just jump in and ruin the fuck out of it.
Okay.
We'll see if you can
Go
do
ahead.
it as good as I have been the last 2 weeks. And stay nerdy and stay dirty.
Hey, anyways, like I was saying.